Today we're going to make this. It is basically a business card holder. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pockets. 1, 2, 3, and 4 hold them this way. 5 is big enough to hold them this way, or you can put other bigger business cards in there. But as you can see, holds them that way with enough room to slide them out pretty readily. And this is just attached to the front cover of one of these notebooks. And now that I look at it, I totally did it upside down. Typical of me. At any rate, it's not, even if you put them in there, they're not going to fall out, so it doesn't matter. But I'm obviously not going to now utilize that pocket because this is taped on here and it's not going anywhere. At any rate, I am going to make one for the inside to match this, just to show you how to do it. And I'm going to use this lovely sheet of paper, and yes, I don't know what my issue is with the greens today, but these flowers are really pretty, aren't they? Okay, so let me set that aside. Here's my scoreboard. My cutter. Oops, I don't even need to open that. So I need to cut 2 sheets at 4.5 by 7 3/4. So, no, that was incorrect. I need to cut 2 sheets at 4 3/4 by 12. 4 3/4 by 12. So 1 and 2, and I'll obviously save that because that's really pretty and no one wants to waste the pretty stuff. Okay, so set the cutter aside. What you're going to do is decide which one's the top of your pocket and which one's the front of your pocket. Which one's going to be this chunk and which one's going to be this chunk. So they look pretty much the same in this case, so it doesn't really matter which way I go. So I'm going to start with this one as the bottom. I'm going to go this way, and you're going to score at 1/2. Make sure you're on the right side there. 1/2, 2.5, 4, 6.5, 8, and 10.5. Basically, you're doing a 1/2 inch to fold under to attach with, the front of the pocket, which is 2.5 inches, or 2 inches. Then you're going to do 1.5 inches, then 2 inches, then 1.5 inches. That doesn't sound right. Hold that thought. That's right. Okay, so then I second guess myself for nothing. Alright, so 1/2 inch, 2.5 inches, 4 inches, 6.5 inches, 8 inches, and 10.5 inches. That gives you a 1/2 inch to fold under to tape down. Your front, which is 2 inches. Your inside of your pocket, which is 1.5 inches. Then the back to the pocket, which is 2.5. 1, 2.5. Then your next inside of your pocket, which is 1.5. Then the next back of your pocket, which is 2.5. Okay, so you're going to set that one aside. Then you're going to take your other one, and assuming this is the top of the pocket, you're going to put it this way. So this would be the bottom of the pocket. You're going to then score at 1/2, 3, 4.5, 7, and 8.5. and then that makes your back pocket. So you have where this one attaches to this one, the backing of the pocket, the inside of the pocket, the backing of the pocket, the inside of the pocket, back top part of the whole pocket, the whole entire page. So we're going to set this aside. Put that away so I don't lose it. And starting before I attach anything, I'm going to attach these two together, here and here. And my papers are different sizes. I'm going to attach these two together at this fold here, but I gotta make my paper match the same size first. So I'm not sure which one I screwed up on, but they are supposed to be 4 3/4 wide. And it's this one, of course it is. So in that note, I'm going to do them 4 1/2 wide. Gotta work with what you gotta work with, but that's okay. It's only 1/4 inch. Alright, let's throw that away. Get all this garbage out of the way. Even I make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Alright, so this is your top piece. These two are going to attach together here. Right there. So on the top, this is your bottom half, your top half. Your top half starts at, they both start at 1/2 inch, so you're not really going to go wrong other than your picture may end up in the wrong space if you tape in the wrong place. So this one is going to fold up toward the color, toward the pattern paper. You're going to add tape to it. It doesn't matter if you cover the whole piece or not, because it's inside of a pocket. It's not like it's going to catch on anything. It's where they meet, so there's nothing to catch on. Hope that made some sort of sense. Okay, so what I need to do is peel the backing away, fold this up like that. This is going to be attached to the back side of the bottom one, so I'm just going to line them up like this. Make sure the whole page is all aligned, because if you don't, when you get to folding, all of your pockets are not going to line up right. Just line them up and fold that down. And then I have one long piece. Okay? And you can tell which one's the bottom of it because there's the 1/2 inch that folds under. Okay? So this is how you're going to fold this. Your 1/2 inch folds under. This piece is your front pocket, then this is going to fold under like that, and then the next one's going to fold under, and always the 1 1/2 inch part is going to fold under like that to make a accordion, sort of. Okay, so your next one. Like that. And then there's your back of your pocket. So that's the whole thing, how it's going to set when it's on the book cover. If you find it's too hard to just push it under like I just did, you can always pre-fold them. That's always an option. From there, when you have it all folded up like this, you're going to burnish it so it stays put, so it doesn't go springing all over the place on you. Like that. And then you're going to flip it over and do the same thing on these folds, just so again that it stays relatively in place and doesn't roll all over your desk on you, because it can get a little unruly. What you're going to do now is you're going to take these 1 1/2 inch pieces and you're going to put an 1/8 inch of tape on it, the 1/8 inch tape. Or if you don't have the 1/8 inch tape, you can use a glue of some sort. A lot of people like to use the art glitter glue. I've not had experience with it, so I don't know. And you could use that, or you can use Scotch Quick Dry or whatever works for you, whatever your glue of choice is. Glue might be better in that when you stick things in and out of the pocket, they're not going to get caught on the tape, which doesn't obviously dry. It's up to you. You know, whatever you think is going to work best. This is kind of hard to see on this background, I'm sure. Let me see here. I'll put some paper under it so it's a little bit more. Much better. Much better. Alright, so you want to make sure that you get this 1/8 inch of tape or glue, whichever you use, as close to the edge as possible, because there's only so much room in here, and the cards are 3.5 inches wide. So if your paper is, or your pocket is only 4.5 inches wide, there's really not a whole lot of wiggle room for messing up with the tape and glue, or glue. So you're going to go like that, and you're going to keep doing that all the way down. Ooh, getting out of my hand there. Getting out of control. And I'm only putting it on the 1.5 inch part. This is going to hold the pocket closed. Like that. Okay. And then you're just going to give it a good rub and pull off the backing. And then refold it the way you had it folded in the first place, which would be like that. So accordion folded. And then repeat. Give it a rub down. Pull out the backing on both pieces. If I can get a hold of it. And fold it over. When you're all done, you'll burnish this all down with the bone folder just to make sure that it's all sturdy and well attached. If you're doing glue, just hold it until it catches or dries. Whatever works, you know, my running theory. Okay. Put that over. And then the last one. Alright, so then you should have something that looks kind of like that, with that folded under. Alright. Alright, then you're going to really quickly run just a strip of, I'm using ATG, you can use glue, that's fine. Just enough to hold that in place. Nothing crazy. You don't need to use a ton. You're not trying to like stick this thing together forever. This is not going to be what holds this together. It's just enough to keep it from being unruly. And this again is only on the 1.5 inch little spot, this spot, to hold those pieces in place so they don't wobble all over the place. Okay. Then you're going to take and do the same thing on this little 1/2 inch one for good measure. Then you're going to take your 1/2 inch or your 3/8 inch or whichever tape that you want. I'm using 3/8 here. And you're going to go across the top and the bottom. Like that. And then down both sides. If you find that when you folded it, any of the edges don't line up, you can always trim them off with a X-Acto knife or scissors or whatever you want to use, just as long as they all line up in the end. Nobody will ever know. And the other side. And then I like to add extra because I think it makes it more secure. If you're using glue, you'll just do all the way around the edges and then just scribble some in the middle. And that should be plenty. Glue's going to be a little sturdier than the tape probably, but I don't have a glue that I feel confident in using right now. I mean, I have tacky glue and all that fun stuff, but it takes forever, and you know, in the name of time, I'm going to just continue to use tape. And it's my book, so it's not like it matters. If it were for somebody else, I'd make it more strong. So there you go, with the ATG, just for good measure. Like I said, I have security issues. I'm going to figure out which corners are going to be on the edge, because this book has rounded corners. These are 1/4 inch rounds. So it would be this corner and this corner, and I need to round those 2 corners just so it matches when I put it in there. Like that and like that. And if you are uncomfortable with sticking adhesive in your cutters, don't do it. Do something else. So that's going to go inside here, and that's going to cover up this pocket that I just messed up. Oops. So take off all your backing all the way around, and be really careful when you line it up, because, you know, this sticky adhesive, double-sided tape is very, very sticky, so if you drop it down, it's kind of staying where you put it. So just be careful. Or you're going to have some modern art, as my mom would say. I don't even know if I'm not even on camera, am I? Good job, Pam. Alright. So I'm going to take it this way. There's my top, there's my bottom, here's my pockets. And I'm going to line it up, top to bottom, and close to the front edge. That. So yes, I have this, but that's because I messed up my measurement on the paper. So if you measured it right, which would be this minus like a 1/16 or 1/8 of an inch, you won't have all this excess. I can fill that excess in with washi tape or something like that. So there's that. And the cards, let me get a hold of them. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. Note that all of my cards have to do with animal stuff. I had a event I did at work yesterday that was an animal wellness thing. I do animal wellness where I work, as well as people wellness. And we had an animal wellness event, so I got a bunch of business cards from local places. So there you go. 2 different business card holders. I suppose it can be for whatever you want, you know, notes and stuff like that, but it can also hold money if you don't stick a huge wad of money in there. I mean, obviously, but you wouldn't want to do that anyway. I would think you'd want to put money in your wallet. So there you go. Thank you for watching.